Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat pagi untuk semua. Okay, saya Puan Maziah. Alright, so saya nak continue on topik yang sebelum ini kita tinggalkan, which is topic 2, which is topik untuk blended learning. So seperti yang saya janjikan, saya menyediakan video recording untuk semua pelajar saya untuk belajar lebih faham, lebih teliti dan lebih details. Okay, boleh kita mula sekarang? Alright, network model is something like theoretical punya topik. Banyak membaca sebenarnya, sebab itu kita decide letakkan dalam topik blended learning. Okay. Kita akan mula sekarang. Okay, so part introduction. So again, network merupakan combination between software and hardware, di mana kita tahu data will be sent from sender to receiver. Then to send the data from sender to receiver, there are few layers that actually the data will be go through. Alright, this layer we will discuss in this topic. Alright. So first we will discuss about OSI model, which is introduced in late 1970. Alright. OSI model is ISO standard which cover all aspects of network combination. Alright, which is an open system, which is a set of protocol that allow any two different systems to communicate regardless of their underlying architecture. So that is about OSI model. So here we can see there are total 7 layer architecture that we're going to learn. Alright, this is the topic yang paling theoretical part lah, because here we have 7 layer. Alright, dan 7 layer ini adalah layer yang for OSI model. But for the, kita panggil for the common layer adalah from 1 to 5. There are total 5 layer. So started dengan physical layer, and then we go to data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer and application layer. So setiap layer mempunyai function itself dan juga responsibility. Kita akan tengok satu persatu. Okay. Alright, so this is what we previously I mentioned about. At the sender side, we have this 7 layer, and the receiver side also we have this 7 layer. Alright, you can see the bottom layer, which is physical layer, we have physical layer. The data inside it is coded in binary. The data will be sent using transmission medium, alright, but in signal element, using signal element. And then at the receiver side, same here, physical layer will be received still in binary coded, alright, before it going to the until to the transport layer, until to the on top of application layer. Okay. So this again, this is 7 layer that we're going to discuss. Right. So here, this is what I mentioned before about physical layer. You can see physical layer is the first layer, which is only deal with the binary data. So we have here, you can see the binary data. We have 110 data. The data coming from data link layer. Before go to transmission medium, we have to go to the physical layer. Same goes to the receiver side. Must receive at the physical layer before go to the next layer. Okay. So what is actually the responsibility for this physical layer? It is responsible for movement of individual bit from one node to the next node. That is the responsibility of the physical layer. Alright, which is responsible for movement individual bits, binary bit from one node to another node. Alright, so we can see another layer on top of physical layer, which is data link layer. Alright, we can see at the data link layer, at the sender and the left side at sender, the right side which is at the receiver side. Alright, at the sender side, same goes. The format, we have header, we have data, and we have trailer. That is we call frame. Alright, so this is data link layer, and the responsibility for data link layer again here from moving from one node to another. Here from you can see from network layer to the physical layer. All right. So next we go to the network layer. Network layer, which is third layer on top of data link layer. So the data will come in from transport layer, all right, to the network layer and sent to the data link layer. So for the network layer, both sender and receiver side having the same format. We have header, we have data, and that's we call packet. All right. So what is the responsibility of this network layer? Responsible for delivery of individual packet from one source host to another destination host. That is the responsible for network layer. All right. So here, another layer on top of network layer, which is we call as transport layer. All right, which is transport layer as an interface between session layer and network layer. So here the format for sender and receiver is still the same, which is we have a segment. Inside the segment we have header, from means that is a 4 layer, and we have data. All right, so that is we have multiple fewer segments here. All right, so once again the responsibility of transport layer, it is responsible to deliver a message from one process to another process. All right. So again, we see on the next layer of transport layer, which is we call as layer number 5, which is session layer. Session layer as an interface between data from presentation layer go to the transport layer. And here we have the data in level 5, or in level 5 we call as we have header 5. All right. So here this is session layer, and the responsibility for the session layer as a dialogue, control, and synchronization between the sender and receiver side. Okay, so we have another layer we call as presentation layer. This layer consists as layer number 6. This is the interface between application layer to the session layer. We have a sender and receiver having the same format. All right, we have header 6, which is stand for header for level 6, and we have data consist of this presentation layer. And then again, presentation layer responsible for translation, compression, and also encryption. All right, so we have a top layer we call as application layer. So application layer we have both at the sender and receiver side. That is the interface layer between the user and presentation layer. And for this layer, application layer, we have format data. We have H7 for header number 7. We have data, which is a message, all right, going from the sender, sent to the another layer, go to the transmission medium, receive at the sender side, again go back to the another layer at the sender side. So example application layer is any application, like for example we can see like Skype, any application related on data communication network like Skype. We have WeChat, we have like Facebook Live, and so on. So that is application layer. Application is the software which interact with the user. So that is considered as application layer. Alright. So alright, as I said just now, application layer is responsible for providing service to the user. Now as an example, I mentioned just now is one of application is Skype application, which is provide the service to the user to communicate with the end user to the another sender side, all right, or maybe WhatsApp or any application which is actually as a provide the services to the user, all right. So this is summary again, all right. Just now we are discussing about this 7 layer. We have below we have number 1 layer, which is physical layer, all right, which is transmit bits over a medium. Bits because we transmit bit by bit in binary data, all right, to the medium, transmission medium, which is as an interface to communicate atau to provide mechanical and electrical specification, because we know that transmission medium only allow signal. Alright, so physical layer will convert this digital data to the signal, electromagnetic signal. Alright, on top of physical layer, we have data link layer to organize bits into frame to provide hope delivery. While network, third layer to move packet from one source to destination, which is provide internet working. Alright, transport layer we call as layer number 4, provide reliable process to process, message delivery and error recovery. Layer number 5 we call as session layer. Alright, to establish, manage and terminate session. Presentation layer to translate, encrypt and compress data. And layer, top layer we call as application layer, is a user interface to provide the services to user, alright, which is allow access to network resources. Alright, like for example, alright, we use Skype. I mentioned about Skype just now. Alright, how Skype services, our Skype application, user can use that services to access the network resources. Alright, so again, we are done on network model, so we're going to discuss again about addressing. So in networking, we have 4 types of addressing. We have what we call physical address, logical address, we have port address, and we have specific address. Alright, these all category of address inside internet or TCP/IP protocol. Alright, so first we look at our physical address. Physical address is address defined by Islam or 1, alright, which is included in frame used by data link layer. Most local area network use 48-bit physical address written as 12 hexadecimal digit. Alright, so this is physical layer. Physical layer sometimes we call as MAC layer. Alright, so how actually later at the end of this class, online class, I will show you how we can check physical layer using DOS prompt using computer, Windows computer. So you can see from here how physical layer is very important. So for example here, alright, we have, this is what we call physical layer. Alright, so we have here, we have a sender and receiver. So the sender and receiver must understand the physical layer in order to send the data. So the network should understand correctly where the data will be going to send using the physical layer, or physical address. So next we will see about what is logical address. Alright, address for universal communication that are independent of underlying physical network. A universal addressing system is required in which its host can be identified uniquely regardless of the underlying physical network. Alright, so we will see later how we can check on logical address. Logical address is some sort of IPv4 address or IPv6 address. Alright, it is address, unit address, or it is IP address given by specific PC or specific devices. Alright, so next is port address. In TCP/IP architecture, the label assigned to a process is called a port address. Port address have 16-bit in length. Alright, so that's it about addressing. So as what I promised to you guys, I will show you to you guys how we are going to check on physical address, IP address, and port address. We have a lot of addresses that we can check, including subnet address, gateway, and so on. Alright, so we use CMD. You can, this is CMD is a command prompt. Alright, so we have to use ipconfig. Okay, I might confuse. Yeah, okay. So I use ipconfig/all so that I can view every all the address, IP address here. So for example, here you can see, okay, here we have physical address. Physical address is MAC address for this specific computer. Physical address is unit, which is here, as I said before, is 16 bit. Alright, you can see we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 times 4. Alright, 6 times 4, wait, 6 times 8, 1 byte equal to 8. Alright, so 1 byte equal to 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 to 8, 48. Alright, so this is physical address. Alright, we check again. Right, check again. Where is the PowerPoint? Okay, we check again. Oh, sorry. Here mentioned about physical address having 48 bit, which is 6 byte. Here you can see we have physical address, which is total is 48 byte. Alright, 48 bits, sorry, with total 6 byte. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 times 4, total 48. So physical address is MAC address, which is unit. How we are going to check? Because our network internet card have this number. So every computer have their own unit network internet card. So that's number. Alright. So we have another address, as I mentioned before. We have IPv4 address, which is this IP address. Alright, we have IP address 192.168.1.119, and here we have subnet, we have DNS server, and we have few things that default gateway and so on. So this is how we're going to check on the computer. We can check IPv4 physical address. Alright, that's it from me. Alright, I hope that you enjoy our class, our online class, and hope this will be giving you the benefit. Alright, study hard and study smart. Alright, good luck. Okay, bye.